does have the same kind of effect that caramelizing and using it on desserts and things like that?
Absolutely, exactly like it.
It's an amazing product. I think I should point out, you invented this.
Yes, I did.
You developed it.
Yes, I did.
That's another story, and we'll do that in a little while. Let me get down here to Gary and ask you, Gary, I know that you're in charge of exporting this product. The product has been on the market, as I understand it now, about 4 years.
4 years.
It is being sold where, Gary? Let me get you in here.
Well, now we are exporting. We've got over 53 foreign countries.
Yeah.
In fact, in Canada, we're getting 3-4 stores a week. Halifax, in Toronto, Hamilton, British Columbia, and Ottawa.
Well, that's just one country. There are 53 other countries all around the world.
Right, and this is just an
Australia.
Just an example of one country, and this is times 53.
How about here in the United States? Where is it available? Right, where is it primarily being carried?
And it's sold in Whole Foods, all Whole Food stores, Wild Oats, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other health food stores or quality food stores in the United States.
So primarily it's been in health food stores up to this point, though, right?
Well, I wouldn't call Whole Foods a health food because it's probably the premier grocery store in the world.
The point is, if somebody wants to find this, it is available out there. They can find it.
Yes,
and if they want more information, I assume there's a website where they can go to get that information.
Yes, there is, yes.
Well, it's a fascinating story, and when we continue, we're going to find out how all of this was developed, and we're going to talk to a couple of people who really have been using this and find it very, very beneficial. It's going to be fascinating.
I'm not touching anything.
Continuing our look into this company, Just Like Sugar, Inc., which is headquartered in Las Vegas, and our guest, we are still here with Michael Silver, who's the CEO and the inventor of this product, and we are very pleased to be joined now by Spice Williams Crosby. She is a very well-known actress and stunt woman, and interestingly, she has a nutritional author and a counselor, and she's also in pursuit of a PhD in holistic nutrition.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to have you. And Luke Crosby.
Yes, my son.
Her son, yes.
Thank you.
Welcome. We'll get to you in a moment, Luke. Let me turn to you, Michael, because this is really pretty fascinating. This is the product. It's called Just Like Sugar. It is an artificial sweetener.
No, it's a natural sweetener.
It's an very good natural sweetener. My mistake. Tell me how you came up with this. You invented it. What's the story?
There is a group out there called Mission Possible, headed by Dr. Betty Martini. And their mission, they're with a bunch of doctors, Dr. Russell Blaylock, Dr. Robbins, Dr. Walton. And their mission, for the last 15 years, is trying to rid the planet of these artificial, dangerous chemical sweeteners.
Okay.
And they are telling millions of people not to use those artificial sweeteners, or even sugar for that matter.
Okay.
But came up, a dilemma happened. People kept asking them, well, if I can't use this and I can't use that and I shouldn't eat sugar, what can I use? They couldn't answer it. I've known Betty for many, many years, Dr. Martini, and she called me and she told me the problem and asked me if I could develop a sweetener that tastes just like sugar, as I said before, all the attributes are just like sugar.
Right.
That she could tell there are people that ask the question, what do I use?
What were you doing at the time? Why did she call you?
I was in the business of growing herbs in the Amazon jungle to give to pharmaceutical companies for experiments on new drugs.
And you were working with another well-known...
Yeah, Dr. Domingos Oricchio.
Okay.
Is a very famous biochemist and chemical engineer, and many, many patents to his credits. He was a professor at the Sorbonne in France and the University of São Paulo in Brazil.
Okay.
And I studied under him biochemistry and phytofood chemistry for 8 years.
So, when you got this request to see if you could come up with some solution here, how did this come about? How did you develop this?
Well, first I had to get a bunch of food ingredients and see what each one tasted like. And then get some idea in my mind of how all these different ingredients would taste. Together.
What's the key ingredient?
Chicory root dietary fiber.
And where does that come from?
That comes from the root of the chicory. Chicory is a plant.
Okay.
Sometimes people know chicory from the leaves. They make coffee out of chicory coffee.
Right.
But we use the root of the chicory. And that's where we get the dietary fiber. Just like sugar is mainly fiber. The next ingredient being calcium. Now, calcium is very important for you, and vitamin C.
Okay.
And the best part about Just Like Sugar, the sweetness comes from a distilled water extract from the zest of organic orange peels. And that's all that's in Just Like Sugar.
How long did it take you to come up with a formula that you could put in a powder and have it react just like sugar? How long did this take?
Well, to tell you the truth, got the request the beginning of August
Yeah.
2003.
Yeah.
I ordered all the raw materials from our purchasing agent. The raw materials came on the 17th or 16th of August.
Yeah.
I tasted all the different ingredients. Then I went to sleep that night, woke up on Sunday morning the 18th, went into the lab, put together 5 different samples, then gave them to the Scott McDonald at the University of
Bottom line,
Nevada.
how long did it take? One day?
One day.
One day?
One day.
You're kidding.
No, one day. That's it. And then I had the university kids test it. They love sweets.
Yep.
1,000 university kids couldn't tell the difference between Just Like Sugar, and that was the sample F, and sample F became Just Like Sugar.
Boy, that's a remarkable story. Now, let me turn to Spice. How long have you been aware of this product, Spice?
About 4 years right after it came out, because I have communicated quite a bit with Dr. Betty Martini. And she's the one who emailed me, because I've always used stevia. And for all the people that come to me that want to turn their lives around and have health issues, I've counseled them. And one of the main problem that I found is that they're using artificial sweeteners. And the minute I would remove that out of their diet, their symptoms would go away from multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, ALS, dementia, all these serious, serious problems that they'd be facing. And I'd go down their list of foods and say, nah, you cannot have this in your diet. And within weeks, they'd be improving. So I'd say, use stevia. Then Dr. Betty Martini emailed me and said, you got to try this product. I said, well, you got to show me the specs. Well, I got the specs. I said, it looks good. Tell the guy to send me some samples. And I started testing it on all my people, including my son, Luke, who happens to have diabetes, and he's my good guinea pig. And I noticed that they're all keeping their levels, their blood sugar levels are normal, average. Their A1Cs were consistent with almost non-diabetics. They were all getting healthier, and I'm finding a product now that I can recommend, feel comfortable about, and truly trust, and I'm very excited about it.
You really are a big vocal spokesperson for this. You are very much anti the sweeteners, the artificial sweeteners that are out there.
There is overwhelming evidence, Doug, that these artificial sweeteners cause brain cancer, neurodegenerative problems. It's overwhelming, the evidence, and it's to me, it's a nightmare. And the people need to have an alternative. We can't just take away, say, you can't do that artificial sweetener, because they're all worried about their weight. And America's in crisis right now. We're #1 in cancer, #1 in diabetes, #1 in heart disease, #1 in obesity. And we are the land of opportunity. What is happening here? So what we have to do is take away what is making them fat, because these artificial sweeteners actually make you fat and sick. We take that away, we give them something healthy and natural, and it tastes better, and where's the problem?
The other thing is you give this to Luke. You use this on things that he eats.
That's
Luke,
correct.
do you like this?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I got it. You love it. Now you have diabetes, and your mom was telling me at times you get as many as 12 injections a day. Is that true?
Yes.
That seems like an overwhelming amount of injections to be getting. But how do you use this, and how have you found it to affect you?
Well, I mean, I'm your regular 12-year-old boy that just happens to have type 1 diabetes. But whether I had diabetes or not, I would not put any artificial sweeteners or regular sweeteners in my body. But just like sugar, if I'm hungry and just want something sweet, I can get something out like strawberries, apples, or pears, or whatever.
Yeah.
Sprinkle on something and I can eat it, and my blood sugar will not go, it will just stay leveled.